Hey everyone, Paul Carl here. Got another website review. This one's for a construction business from Hooks and Ammo. So I got the site here. I'm going to go ahead and disable my uBlock, disable Privacy Badger, and let's take a look. I like the picture with the kid. It gives me the idea that you're a family-owned business. So that's appealing to me personally. If that's the type of customer that you like, is like family-oriented people, I think that's a good choice. Um, I might consider saying something about being family-owned, or some like being family-owned isn't necessarily the most important thing. Like in the construction world, I know that people care about getting their projects done on time. They care about their projects being done on budget. And they care about paying a reasonable price. Those are like the top three things from my experience based on doing a few websites in that industry. So I would consider using this headline to maybe focus on those benefits, and maybe the family owned thing could be pushed down a little bit more as like an about section. Kind of give up people an idea of who you are and build some trust and familiarity like that. So those are some things to consider for like your splash page here, because you really want to have a call to action. I would also include a button for like call now, make it linked to your phone number. The navigation is also people would expect like a logo at least, I think, and having it in the center is a little weird. Actually, before I go to about, let's finish the home page. I would put a headline here to tell people what this section's about. Interior finishing. Cool. That's something that I think you should let someone know. And maybe in the headline, like interior finishing done on time every time, or your money back, or some kind of like powerful call to action that you can actually fulfill. These are cool. I'm assuming this is your work. I would it would be cool if I could make these bigger and like actually look at the details of them. Some people might be very detail oriented and they want to see them, but like this is really cool. It looks like I've been in a few like vanilla boxes lately with the Syracuse co-work moving and all. So to see one like this actually looks really clean. That looks really good. Let's see, what's the contact do? Cool. I might consider using like normal times, like civilian time for this. uh, I don't know if this is normal in Canada or not, but as a lowly American who's too dumb to do anything and too fat, I would like to see like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that. But like I said, I don't know what Canada's like, so whatever's best for Canada. I think this about page would be a good spot for like the family picture, maybe a picture of you yourself or your team. Um, that would be cool, because like if you want to really focus on this family owned and family oriented business thing, I think you got to have more pictures of the family. Um, yeah, maybe a little bit. So like you have experience dating back to 1998. I would maybe show more work too, because you only got four pictures. Like for 20 years, um, I would hope you have a lot more pictures than this. The other thing I would include is testimonials on here. So the goal with a homepage like this is to make a big claim, like your best competitive advantage. And a competitive advantage is something that makes you different or better than all of your competitors. So you want to put that on the forefront right here. And with that, say, this is what we do, this is what we offer you, call now. And if they don't call now, then and they start scrolling down instead, now you got to sell them harder on the call. So the first thing I would do is say, like, these are our services. Have maybe like a photograph of, so you say like you do insulation. So like have this photograph maybe with insulation underneath it. Put a headline here that says services. Put drywall as a service with this image under it. Things like that, so that people can see like all the services that you offer at a glance without having to read all this text, because most people won't read all this text. But the like headlines and captions on photos, people generally read those. So this first section, services. Here's what we do. The next section would be something to help build trust, and I think that's where you could bring in like family owned since whatever year you started, and have a picture of your family, and you can go that angle there. Maybe have a button that says learn more about us that takes them to the about page. But so you've made your claim, you've stuck yourself apart from the competition, you've told everyone your services, you've told everyone about you. The next thing you want to do is show like before and after pictures and have some testimonials. So now if you look at that whole flow of things, you've said, here's what we're offering. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself a lot, but that flow is so important, because as you scroll down following that method, people are, first they're getting what sets you apart, then they're learning what exactly it is that you do, then they're getting to know you a little bit and getting to build some trust and familiarity from testimonials. And right after that, I would drop another call to action and put your form in there too, so you don't have to click on this. Maybe just like copy and paste your contact form code and drop it in there. So that way, as they scroll down the page, if they don't buy here, when they scroll down to the bottom, you would want them to buy, as in make that phone call or fill out that contact form. So those are my biggest recommendations. But the site does seem to load pretty fast. I'm going to go ahead. I always check on Pingdom just to see what's going on with your load speeds. I didn't see any kind of CMS. So I'm guessing, did you code this yourself or use like a flat file template or something? I wonder how this looks. Oh, cool. You do have like a mobile menu. That's good. I'll maybe put a little spacing in between these images on mobile. I would also make your phone number clickable. What you can do to do that is, so you know you have the mail to here, this Ahref mail to. If you did, let me just change this. If you do tel : plus, and then I guess, I don't know if it's a 1 for you guys too, but 204-408. If you do that for your phone number, when someone clicks on it, it will populate it automatically in their Skype, or if they're looking on their phone, it'll populate right in their phone. So instead of trying to like copy and paste your phone number into their thing, or like write it down and then type it back in, or whatever process people go through when they're trying to manually enter a phone number into their phone from a website, you eliminate that whole obstacle by making this clickable. And with so many people using their phones for this type of thing, you have to do that. It's so important. So let's see what Pingdom says. Yeah, 1 second. That's not bad at all. Looks like you got a lot of scripts, images. Oh, wow. I'm guessing you're probably on shared hosting, because you have a long wait time here for connecting. If you're on shared hosting, one thing you could do is use something like DigitalOcean or some other VPS, so that way you're not having to share resources with a million other people, because that's 600 milliseconds. The total for this connecting process was almost 800. It should be like 100 milliseconds or less. Less is obviously better, but if your site loads in 1.09 seconds, 80% of that load time was from connecting to your server. So I would consider investing in better hosting. DigitalOcean droplets are $5 a month. So that's just a thought there. The other thing is these images. I'm kind of curious. I always do this for like tiny PNG. Move my face out of the way. So we got the banner. Let's take a look at the image here. So if I go to tiny PNG and drop this image in, I'm guessing I might be able to get a little compression. Yeah, so that just saved a little bit of the file size. So you can squeeze out a little bit more load time by optimizing every image you upload. If you're using FTP, if you're coding this yourself, I would just take all the images in your files, drag and drop them all here, download them all, unzip it, and then throw them all right back up, and you'll cut your load time down a little bit by optimizing those file sizes. One other thing that's super important for your kind of business is having a Google My Business page. So I'm gonna take a look. Twin River Drywall. See if anything comes up. Oh no, 1-star review. Nathan, what happened? Oh man, you gotta get some positive reviews to drown this out. What's this, Yellow Pages? Yeah, I would get your happy customers. See if you can talk to them and get them to leave you some positive reviews. Because if I search you and I see that, that's not a good sign. Someone who's looking at dozens of different service providers, and if they see 1-star review, they might not even click it to look at it. They might just go on to the next one they're considering. So let me see. I want to see if it shows up on Google Maps. I'm guessing since it's a P.O. box, it won't. Marchand. All right, cool. So you do have it. Perfect. All right. My only other advice is if you haven't filled in all your services fully, and if you haven't added your 30-second video clip, and if you haven't put in like your hours and every single detail you can possibly fill in on your GMB, your Google My Business, is critical, because I have a hypothesis that has no actual evidence. It's purely anecdotal, but my hypothesis is that Google is continuously adding these features like the post feature, the video feature, all this stuff, and Google wants data on those features. But since most people with a GMB, they're not using those features at all. They just come, they get added, and they never even look at their GMB, so they never use it. And so in order for Google to get data about those features, they need to like artificially rank higher the pages that are using those features in order for them to get the data on it. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of filling out every little thing that ever comes out for your GMB, so that way when people in your area are searching for this type of stuff, your GMB will be the one to show up. Well, let's see. I think that's everything I got for you right now. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but I hope that was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, contact me on my site, or whatever you mode of communication you like, you can find me and contact me there. Have a good one.